What's up? What's up? This the Boss Ladies Live radio show. Speaker Studio sponsored by Boss Ladies Inc. Oh man, I'm super excited, fired up, you know what I'm saying? Even though I done had the best day in the world. I thought I did till something I didn't want to happen to me, but you know, that's how life goes. But while I'm looking on the playlist, didn't even know it was happening. And see, right and wrong can happen at the same time. You know, wrong was happening, and then my song, You Slid Avenue, on the Miss Fabulous Love Chronicles mixtape, was playing live on blowradio.com. So I'm going to take some notes, be right back, and we will check in with Being Overwhelmed. Check it out. You Slid Avenue, Miss Fabulous from the Love Chronicles mixtape. Check it out. Don't go nowhere.
DJ Liquid Shine.
What am I supposed to do? 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 With you, with us. What am I supposed to do? After we get up off the bed? Where do we go? When we left? Music Avenue. Music Avenue. What are we supposed to do? When and after we leave? Music Avenue. Music Avenue. DUCLIDAVENUE. Music Avenue. What are we supposed to be? Lovers or friends or never again? Are we supposed to be strangers like we never met? But somehow I know something you need. The lock, but where do we go when we leave? Music Avenue. Music Avenue. Music Avenue. Where do we go when we leave? Let me back it up. I-D-A-V-E-N-U-E. What are we supposed to do? When and during the time again? And use it Avenue. Use it Avenue. What are we supposed to be? Lovers or friends or never again? Are we supposed to be strangers like we never met? But somehow I know something you need. The block, but where do we go when we leave? Music Avenue. Music Avenue. What are we supposed to do? DUCLIDAVENUE. Music Avenue. Music Avenue. What am I supposed to be? Lovers or friends or never again? Are we supposed to be strangers like we never met? But somehow I know something you need. The block, but where do we go when we leave? Music Avenue. What are we supposed to do? Music Avenue. DUCLIDAVENUE. What are we supposed to do? Music Avenue. With you. Music Avenue. Music Avenue. When and after Music Avenue. Music Avenue.
That's a hit. You know what I'm saying? They playing that over and over and over. When you got a song that you could play over and over and over on the radio like that, that's a hit. And it's mine. And I wrote it. And brung in the beat. Thanks. Shout out to Liquid Sound Records for that beat, man. Shout out to Liquid Sound Records. He knows what he doing. Shout out to Liquid Sound Records, y'all. For real. He did his thing on that beat. Like, for real. That was fun. Okay, what y'all say? That was fun. I mean, you can play that in the club. You know what I mean? It ain't all trapped out. It ain't all popped out. And it ain't R&B'd out either. It's all in one. It's all in one. And it was different. And I carried it in a different way. The song changed up. You know, it's time for a new sound. It's time for a new era. You know what I mean? I missed the era that everybody had their own sound. Music was lovely. Because everybody had their own style. All it takes is that one hit. And it's still hot. Like, when did I make You Slid Avenue? I said it was released back in... Whew. Because I've been working on that album, y'all, since 2012. And I just released it. That's just one of the songs. Out of all of the songs that's ever been played, that one is hit. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you have a discussion with winners, the conversation is different. I'm just saying, welcome men, women, and children. Keep your cussing ministries and cussing organizations to a minimum because we want to have a positive show. But I almost cussed today, y'all. Woo! If I did, and you know what? I take that back. I did cuss today, y'all. Because I felt a little overwhelmed. I felt like everybody wanted a piece of Boss Lady. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the other show, when you get some gut, and you get some wit about yourself, and people think they can come along and just... Forces think they can come along and just atmosphere want to change and stuff. And like somebody told me, just because you grew up don't mean that everybody around you grew up. Holla at me. I'm in the chat room right now. Welcome. Everybody. I did send out the invite on your Facebook. Yes, I did. And if you haven't gotten it, the Spreaker app, I don't know what you're waiting for. But it's going down. Join me, the DD Boss Ladies live radio show. Because you can say what you got to say. Get it all off your chest. Make the press. You can do all that here on the Boss Ladies Live radio show. But yeah, a little overwhelmed. You're more dependent on than you can depend on someone. When you're born a leader, you got to carry that whether you know about it or not your whole life. And I have forgotten that I was born a leader. Because my attitude wasn't lined up in a way where it didn't change the fact that people will act in a certain way. And I couldn't change the inevitable. But the only thing I can do is play on the string that I have. And that was my attitude. How I looked at things. My attitude determined my overwhelmness because of how I'm looking at things. And certain things I've grown in, certain things I have not. And one thing that I did not grow in, and I'm going to keep it real, as a leader, hopeless doesn't disqualify you from being your broadcaster, podcaster in this case. That I don't like when people just abruptly talk to me, yell at me, scream at me. because I was raised in a quiet environment. I didn't like a lot of noise. I don't like yelling. That just really provokes me to get angry. Like, that's something I need to work on. You know, I become overwhelmed when people expect me to be certain ways and I don't supposed to expect them to be a certain way. That kind of overwhelms me. That just makes me itch. You know what I mean? Especially when I feel like I'm in my own space, in my own cubby corner, doing what I need to do, and I'm happy, I'm straight. And I was always taught that a question is not a dumb question unless you ask it. And I'm so tired of simple things getting taken out of proportion. You know, it irritates people to have certain conversations. It irritates people when you ask certain questions. It's like it's not a win-win situation. I mean, when are you supposed to ask questions and when you're not? You know, it's like it overwhelms me. You get angry because I asked you a question. It wasn't offensive. It was just, you know, hey, you know, I'm uncomfortable. How long is this going to be? Like, I thought that was respecting people's space. I guess not. But at the same time, you know, you try to remain calm with people and people still want to go from 0 to 100. And I wasn't even on what they thought I was on. Like, they thought I was angry and they thought that I was getting upset, and I'm just asking the question over and over because I want to answer. But it doesn't matter. Like, it's like people depend on you to have the answers all the time, and you just have to remind people that, no, you don't have all the answers. And if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to get mad about it. You don't have to tarry about it, argue about it. If you right, you right. You wrong, you wrong. But, let's go to school real quick. A sure way of making enemies and how to avoid it. I'm going to share this with you. Never begin by announcing, I'm going to prove so-and-so to you. That's bad. That's tantamount to saying, I'm smarter than you are. I'm going to tell you a thing or two and make you change your mind. That little sentence right there, that's what I'm having an issue with, y'all. Like, I don't like when you're being confronted about something, and instead of it just being a straightforward confrontation, it's based on something. Like, people have a lot of masks. They hide behind a lot of things. And that's why I went into the narcissism piece, because a lot of times you're dealing with the narcissism. You might be a narcissist yourself. But at the same time, it's how you perform in what you're doing in the situations that you're in. And it also shows the way of thinking as well. And I can't just take all this knowledge that I have and never apply it and try to work. And it doesn't work on everybody. And it's not like a magic trick or anything. It's to keep you calm. So instead of trying to, like, you're going to listen to what I have to say, or I'm going to show you something about me, that's really not the best approach, because all it does is create anger in another person. And then they have a right. It's about the supply that you're giving off. They feel like they have the right to snap back and do those things because for so many years, that's how they handled their situations. And my participation was the angry piece, because I don't like confrontation that's abrupt and disrespectful and in your face type of stuff. I feel like, you know, people can come with a common ground when they're calmer and their head is clear and they're not angry. You can't solve a problem with being angry. Your judgment is clouded. So that's a whole nother show, talking about anger. I mean, we really can go there. Like, if we really look at anger for what it is, it never helps the situation. And when I was putting forth in the conversation, which turned into an argument, that way of thinking wasn't there, because all I was wondering was, like, when is this person going to stop? Like, this person is deliberately not respecting my space. And I didn't feel like that I had to react in a calm way, which I started to, but it just started escalating